God, they were roommates.
Hello and welcome to the podcast And We Were Roommates. I am here. My name is Meaghan. I'm here with my two lovely former roommates turned best friends, Kaylee and Courtney. This is episode 1 of our podcast, and we are just going to sit and chat, talk about our good times as roommates. The first episode will probably be pretty chill, mostly introductions, and then we've got a bunch of ideas for episodes, including dating, setting boundaries, therapy, work stuff, fun stories from our travels, and yeah, we hope that you'll join us along for the ride.
Hey roomies, my name is Courtney. I live in Los Angeles, California, born and raised. I went to school in Oregon, University of Oregon, where I met my fellow roomies, and it was a really great time. And in my spare time, I like to hang out with my dog, and I am working on a blog right now, which is great. So yeah, if you hear my dog in the background, I apologize.
Shout out to Marvel. Always there.
Shout out to Marvel.
Well, hey roomies. My name is Kaylee. I live in Seattle, also born and raised up here. I made my way south to the University of Oregon, where I met my lovely co-hosts and besties. In my free time, you can catch me most likely watching a sporting event, hanging out with my cat Birdie, and looking at pictures of Pedro Pascal on the internet.
As we all do.
Yeah, we have to appreciate our daddy as much as we can.
I love that.
Thanks. Well, hello roomies. I am Meaghan, and I originally hail from the Pacific Northwest in Oregon, but I'm currently in South Dakota. I am a big advocate for mental health. I also love horror movies. I host another podcast actually all about horror movies, which I'll wait and plug at the end. I have 2 German Shepherd dogs who take up a lot of my time, but I love them very dearly. And yeah, typically you can just find me doing spooky stuff.
We generally get messages from Meaghan that include background noises of either dogs chewing on squeaky toys or blood-curdling screams from scary movies. That pretty much covers her life.
Guilty.
That's basically her household in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Yep, it's either screams from the dogs or screams from scary movies.
It doesn't even catch us off guard anymore.
No, which I love, because she's definitely gotten me out of my shell with scary movies, and I feel just at home with them now, which I used to be such as like a scaredy cat with them. So thank you, Meaghan, for initiating me into the scary movie club. But no,
Yes.
You cannot bring us any Ouija boards or cursed items. Thank you very much.
I am changing my low for us being roommates, and my low is actually when you guys told me I couldn't bring Ouija boards into the apartment. That is my new
We're
low.
bringing those demons in here, okay? Like,
Majority
no, thank
ruled.
you.
I
Right?
found this life-size Annabelle doll, and I sent them a picture, and they were both at the same time like, absolutely not. So
That's
The last-
not coming home with you.
The last thing we needed on our brains was being haunted after dealing with college. No thanks.
Yeah.
Homework was enough.
had to leave her at the store. So
Yeah.
We were already haunted by life at that point. So just no more spooks, thank you.
Amen.
that's valid. That's valid.
Yeah, you'll get to know some of our college experiences here, and we'll talk a little bit about like the college life, what that was about, and kind of like dorms as well. But
Yeah.
first we kind of want to go over like highs and lows of just being all roommates and being together, because we were roommates for how long?
Well, our math, I mean, Courtney and I roomed for 2 years. Meaghan and I roomed for 2 years. And combined, we were together for 1 year.
Yeah.
Right?
Wild.
Yeah.
But even when we were apart, we were still like super close, like across the
Yeah.
hall from each other. So
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Meaghan lived abroad in London for a year, and we made sure she knew exactly what was going on at home.
Yeah,
You
you
got
guys
all
were.
the updates.
Yeah, you guys were one of the first stops I made when I came home for Christmas. It was like I got home, I spent a day with my family, and then I came down to Eugene to
Yep.
spend time with you guys for a couple days.
We were just that amazing. Okay, everybody missed out on their experience without us.
That's true. That's true.
So,
Those
Very fair.
those dorm days where we had the run of the place, it seemed like on the second floor of Barnhart. Was it the
Oh
second
my
floor or the
gosh.
third floor?
I think the third floor.
Yeah, I think it was the third floor of Barnhart. We were the first rooms right when you walk into the residence hall, like that floor, and we owned it. So I had I was in a room with myself and another person, and then Meaghan and Kaylee, they both roomed, and they were right across the hall from me. So we just, yeah, we all kind of lived together in that type of sense.
Yeah, day one, I moved in. My mom came down and helped me move in. I had originally gone to Portland State University for my freshman year, so I was like making my way south in Oregon. And my mom helped me move into Eugene. We got into Barnhart and met Meaghan and Meaghan's dad. And she was like, hey, I know the girl across the hall. She's good to go, we can go have dinner together. We can meet her roommate and just, get to know each other. And I was like, all right.
And I was the roommate.
And from that moment on, it was history. Literally day one,
Yeah.
we started all three of us spending time together. And it was really awesome. I feel like there weren't as many of those new roommate jitters as maybe you would find living in a new town, in a new state, especially for Courtney. It just felt like we were able to kind of dive in right away, get to know each other, and
I'd
be the
say we
best friends.
definitely gelled immediately, and we all kind of found stuff. We all have a lot of similar interests, which helped a lot.
Yeah.
I know, Kaylee, when you were in your previous college, you have a lot of cool, interesting roommate stories from that one too. We'll get into later. But yeah, it felt really natural. Kind of all of us together, and it just never felt like someone was left out or anything like that. It was just kind of like a cool gel. I always say we're you have soulmates, romantic soulmates, but you also have platonic soulmates, and y'all are my platonic soulmates, and we were just meant to be.
I got you, girls.
We need to
And
find
then I
our
said
own
it's
traveling
here.
pants.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Lord. I've never seen that movie, so
I've seen it twice. I know the basis though.
It's great.
I know it's about some pants that and a bunch of women that can fit them all or something. I don't know.
Literally.
That's
Oh, is it?
That's about
Was that
it.
it?
Yeah, they grew up together in the same town, and then every summer they go and work jobs or go to summer camps and live apart. And so they'll wear the pants for a week and then mail them to the next friend, and share the story of what happened in the pants this week.
Wow.
And, yeah.
That sounds actually kind of expensive. Am I alone in thinking that?
No, because one girl ships them from Greece to Mexico, and then someone has
What
to ship
the
them from
hell?
Mexico back to
Mhm.
North Carolina.
That's so
somewhere else.
expensive.
Yeah.
You're shipping them internationally. You gotta have it clean first, and it's just
Yeah.
what in the world?
That denim is more traveled than some people are.
True.
No, for sure.
In many ways.
In many ways. It's been worn, Oh my god.
Anyway. Yeah.
Yikes. Okay, well, yeah, we've been roommates together and apart for a while, but always close by.
Yeah.
Just to add to that, Meaghan and I were in London together for a year, and while we were in different places, we still kind of both hung out most of the time at my student accommodation, which kind of made us roommates, but not. And so that was always really fun.
Yeah, I think I was at your apartment every single weekend to stay the night because it was just it made the most sense. We would spend all day Saturday together, and so it just made sense for me to crash on your floor, and we like ordered me a little air mattress, and it was the best.
Yeah.
Like
I
sitting
think
in
there was such like a nice sense of comfort and home for you two to have. You know, it was such a solid relationship, and both of you went over there, especially Courtney, like not having ever left the country.
Yeah.
And so I think it helped to have someone so comfortable around and being able to look out for each other.
It was really awesome because Meaghan had been before a couple times to London, and so she was able to kind of show me around. And yeah, it was my first time leaving the country. I'd only been a handful of places before actually traveling, and it was to live there for 2 years. So I'll be kind of writing about that in my blog, but it was so scary. So just knowing like Meaghan was there and that I was in good hands kind of just really made me feel super comfortable. And the seafood nights were just the best.
Oh, they were. Getting to go and explore London all day and then come back and watch the UK version of Say Yes to the Dress. Can't ask for a better day. Or Love Island, our Love Island nights.
Oh, man.
Oh my gosh.
Remember like getting off of school and like taking the tube to her place so that we could watch Love Island together, and then I'd go back to my apartment at like 10 o'clock at night just so that we could watch Love Island together.
And it was so worth it because that season we watched Love Island. I forget what series it was, like which season, but it was so good. It was like amazing. I'm actually watching the UK version right now, and it's also like the season's winner. It's a lot of dramas already, but
I need to check it out. I saw that it's on.
So good.
I need to watch it.
Yeah, I saw it's finally started. I remember Meaghan brought home Love Island between junior and senior year. And so when we were stuck in really hot apartment in Eugene, just watching Love Island, trying to get through the day, walking over to Dutch Bros and like trying to survive without totally melting away.
Yeah, we didn't have AC at all in our apartment, and so it was just sweltering every summer.
Yeah.
But then that summer was so awesome because we definitely got introduced to Love Island, and we were just like, what is this new show? And then we were obsessed.
Calling each other babes all the time.
Yeah, which
good.
I still do.
Yeah, now that's what we call each other.
It's a classic.
Yeah, getting into British slang was probably my favorite part. Before I even went to visit you guys in London, I was like, yes,
you already knew
are
everything.
top tier. Yeah. We can pretend anyway.
Yeah. It was so great. And even like coming home from like living in London, I was always just like kind of talking in a little like accent or like just a little inflection, I guess. My mom was just like, So you're over there learning all this slang. I'll be like, oh, toss it in the bin for me. And she's like, what? What do you mean?
Still say the bin. I still say the bin.
Yeah, it's just certain things that it's just like, it just stays with you, you know?
It does. You get mocked saying trash can too many times, and then the people who wait there like trash
Really?
can, and it's like, okay, I don't say it like that. Like that's a bit intense. And then you say the bin, and then you get made fun of for saying the bin, and so it's like, well, what do you guys want from me? Come on.
Can't win.
I can't.
No, they think trash can is like the most American thing ever.
It's
They're
hilarious.
just like, oh, the trash. And I'm like, okay.
Sorry, the rubbish bin. Like
The
my
rubbish.
bad.
Yeah.
The place where garbage goes.
I need to dispose of this. Where can I do so?
I was like, please just throw it for me. Throw it away for me.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Good times. Good times.
Good times.
Speaking of good times, we were gonna do highs and lows from our times together, specifically living together. So, who would like to start off?
I guess I can go.
Yeah.
So my low would be being constantly pranked by Meaghan.
What?
Whether it's being whether she's jumping out of a corner somewhere, a closet, or just knocking on our door and playing like Ding Dong Ditch and making us get up from our comfy beds and like walk over and answer the door. That's definitely the low. but after a while, I think I got you back a couple times that were really good.
You did.
So,
Yeah.
I'm patting myself on the back there.
Yeah. When Meaghan and I lived just the two of us, I ended up really living in constant fear. Anytime I closed the bathroom door and had to prepare myself to come back out, eventually I knew she'd be hanging out somewhere to jump at me. It
Be on the watch.
kept me on my toes.
Honestly, the best reflexes ever now.
See, yeah, and now you guys live alone. If someone breaks into your apartment, you're ready. You're ready to go. To throw a hand.
You were just training us.
You're welcome. Yeah.
He was preparing us for life, really.
Yeah. I'm still so freaking jumpy that it was always the easiest to scare me because you'd just be like, boo! And I'm like, ah!
I startle so easily.
Yeah, I think we both startle so easily.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know if we're better off or if we just have like PTSD from it all. I don't know.
A little bit of both?
A little bit of both.
It's a gift and a curse. You're welcome. And I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh. And then for my high, I definitely enjoy our taco nights. We would kind of all get together. I'd make them meat and like they'd help me lay everything out and we'd just do taco nights and like it was just really fun because I never grew up in a family that just kind of ate dinner together at a table. And I feel like our best times were like just eating at the table together and just talking about like our days and just laughing and chit-chatting and then watching TV after or playing drunk GTA.
Yeah.
Whichever. But yeah, those were like the best times because it's like I didn't grow up having like a table kind of talk. And so having that with you guys just felt so nice. So yeah, that's probably my high from being roomies with you.
I miss all of our dinners and our lunches together all the time. All the time. I just texted you guys that today. I was like, why can't we have dinner together?
I know.
Yeah.
Food is like our love language for sure.
Burritos especially.
Yeah.
Any kind of Mexican food.
Any Mexican food, really. And Baja Blast.
I'm sipping some right now. Taco Bell, sponsor us.
Please.
Liv Moss.
Liv Moss.
If Pete Davidson can do it, we can do it.
I mean,
true.
Like, come on, the bar's on the floor at this point. Like, Taco Bell, just reach out. It's only our first episode, but come on.
Yeah.
Give us a chance.
Liv Moss.
We'll change our like all of our headlines to just Liv Moss, and that'll be the title of every episode.
Thanks.
It'll be the hashtag for the podcast.
Yeah, Liv Moss.
We'll get their attention, whether they want it or not. No.
Like, please stop using that hashtag. Like, we're trying to run a business. You're like, you don't
Copyright
understand.
infringement.
Copyright infringement.
Damn.
That would be wild. What about you, Meaghan? What's a high and low?
Oh, definitely. I think the low was when I got the flu.
Yeah.
Our senior year. I was down and out, had to go to the hospital. That was just a rough time. But shout out to you guys for doing everything you could while you guys also had the flu to make sure that I was okay. Because, yeah, I, like, went to the clinic on campus to get, like, you know, seen because I was sick, and they called me. We lived less than a 5-minute walk from
for sure
the clinic on campus, but they would not let me leave unless someone came to get me. And so I had to call Kaylee, and I was like, can you please drive over here and come get me? Because they won't let me leave. Because they were so concerned about, like, how I was feeling, and I had, you know, been diagnosed with the flu and everything. And so I had to call Kaylee and have her drive the, like, 2 minutes over.
Yeah, and it definitely took longer for me to go down, get in my car, drive over.
Yeah.
Than it would have for her to just walk home.
Yeah. Especially, like, even getting the car out of the parking, like, structure. It was just like, okay.
Yeah. But, you know, that's what we're there for. Calls on sick days.
Yeah. Just one of those things. And then highs, I think, I really loved our movie days. We went to a lot of movies together. Like anything in the cinema that we wanted to go see, we made plans to go see it. We went and saw Wakanda Forever when it came out that night. We went and saw it the next day. We went and saw Hereditary in theaters, Thor Ragnarok.
Crazy.
Yeah, we went and saw everything that we could at the cinema, and it really just, like, going with them was always so fun, because then, you get someone to talk with, after the movie ends, you can talk about it, and we'd all go through our theories, and then we'd come back home, and we'd pull up YouTube videos on, the Easter eggs for things, especially when it came to Marvel stuff, and I remember, like, going to see Hereditary was freaking amazing and terrifying.
It was so scary.
But
dramatic.
It really, like, reignited, it really reignited my love for movies in general and, like, going to the cinema. And so getting to do that with you guys, like, every other weekend at least, was such a highlight and such a great thing to look forward to between homework and all of that craziness.
Aww. Yeah, I definitely have to say, like, going to Hereditary, I think that was, like, the first scary movie that I saw kind of, like, in theaters willingly. And
probably same.
Yeah. Like, we were forced.
Which was a wild choice.
No, yeah.
It's a bold choice.
Yeah. No,
none of us
really
knew,
good.
though. Like,
Yeah.
Ari Aster kept that thing under wraps. And was it Hunter? Was that his name from our class? That was like, you guys should go see it. Yeah.
Cameron.
Oh, yeah.
Cameron.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Cameron.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to them
wherever they are. Yeah, I would say, that's definitely, like, a really cool experience that we've kind of, like, shared and still we keep, is just, like, going to the cinema and then, like, sending voice notes or something after and being like, y'all, this was so great, or whatever, just because we just love we have the same kind of taste in movies. Even in London, we would go and try and see movies, like, all the time when we could.
Yeah. When I went to visit in London, we went and saw Avengers Endgame, because, of course, a massive movie.
Yeah.
And we walked outside to them setting up the Aladdin premiere.
Yep.
Like, we just missed seeing Will Smith.
Such a bummer.
Yeah, it was definitely, like, detrimental to our time. We, not have classes Friday, so we'd go see movies on Thursday nights. Meaghan and I would usually share a large popcorn, get, like, the popcorn soda combo deal, because we would always eat way too much popcorn for dinner.
Ooh, every time. No regrets.
No regrets. Courtney and I snuck out a couple times on occasion to, like, go see movies, just us two, when Meaghan was in London, because there was stuff we wanted to see. It truly was our little, like,
our happy
place to get out of the house. Yeah, like, oh, we'll go spend a little bit of money, go have a good time, go to Target afterwards if we need to, and just, like,
Cinnabon.
Ooh, yeah.
Damn.
Sarku.
Oh my gosh, Sarku, yeah. Love it. And even like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, shout out to that mall in Eugene, because we could hit the Sarku Cinnabon combo and go home happy.
Right, and then when I walked into that mall in Eugene, I was just like, wow, what a disappointment. Because it's one level, there's, like, no stores, it's always, like, half empty, and I was just like, oh, why was we here? And then I discovered Sarku, and Megan's like, no, I'm telling you, like, it's good, and then I'm just like, okay, I'll be the judge of that, and it was so good. And, like, usually most of the time, like, I don't trust white people's food recommendations, no offense, y'all, but I was like, wow, this is actually, like, amazing. And then Cinnabon's, like, right there, so it was just chef's kiss. Okay. I also have to get a shout out to Odeon, because when we went to Odeon in London, their chicken strips were so good. Odeon's chicken strips, if you're ever in London, go to Odeon, have some chicken strips. They're amazing. Make sure you get some barbecue sauce, because they don't have ranch.
Chicken strips and pick and mix. What more can you ask for?
Yes.
I wish we had pick and mix at movies here. That should be an American thing. We should steal that.
Is that
feel
like a
like-
popcorn mix? Like a flavor mix?
No, it's like
Or-
it's like when you go into a candy store and you can just get a bag and like get all the different like the sour sharks and the like
What?
gumballs or thing. Yeah, like that's pretty common at most cinemas is to have a wall of pick and mix candy.
Yeah, just sweet.
Wow.
Yeah,
I feel like
American
it's a missed opportunity, honestly.
it is.
I would buy too much candy every time.
Yep.
You can count on me for that.
I would usually do like I'd get the popcorn for the movie, but then I'd get pick and mix to take home after the movie for later.
Ooh, smart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dang.
Also, a really cool thing about London, like theaters, is you can walk in with any types of like food or drink off the street.
Mm-hmm.
It is amazing.
Wow.
Megan and I went to see a film. I forget what it was, but I had gotten Five Guys, and I just walked in with a milkshake and Five Guys in my hand, and they're just like, "Enjoy the show." And I was
Wow.
like, "What in the world?" And one of my
Yeah.
friends and classmates out there, she said she would go to like Poundland and just get a whole bag of sweets and walk in with it, and like, it's just fine. I was shook.
You know, in some ways, Britain really did win the war. I'm gonna say it.
I'm gonna say it. Hot takes over on the pod
take.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hot takes.
In some aspects.
Yeah.
I mean, they do have
We won
Daniel
the war.
Kaluuya, so.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
We won
Our-
the war at what cost?
we are Daniel's sister wives.
Yes.
Putting that out there.
Yes.
I think
Daniel,
he's
hit us
probably
up.
our shirt. Yeah. We'll go on a chicken shop date with you. Or whatever you want.
A Nando's date.
I would kill for Nando's.
Sounds so good.
Damn.
Like our pod's just gonna be about food, and you know what? I'm not mad about it. You know?
As you said, it's our love language as a
That's
group.
true. Yeah, it really is.
That's how we thrive.
I mean, we purposely looked up when we went to the Maldives what they had in the airport. Saw they had a
Yeah.
Wagamamas, and we were like sold. And we walked that entire airport to
Oh,
find the Wagamamas just
Miles.
to eat there.
Uphill in the snow.
We were getting sent all different directions by the staff, but we were determined and hungry.
We were hungry, we were tired, we were sweating,
Oh my gosh.
but we
yeah.
made it.
We got
We did it.
Wagamamas.
Mama, we made it.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Wagga mama, we made it.
Okay.
Ooh.
Kaylee, what are your highs and lows?
I was just gonna say maybe all of Megan's puns were close, but
Ooh,
no,
thank you. No.
they were a good time. Honestly, I think my coworkers are just as bad with the dad jokes. It's pretty funny. Gosh, I think a low would probably be the actual like housing situations we dealt with. If I remember correctly, there weren't too many issues with Barnhart, but the apartments that we lived in after we moved out of the dorms were pretty cheap, and I think I remember one of the years there was entry doors broken glass from a gun being shot, or people breaking them down on purpose to try and get inside. So there was like weird security stuff, and then we dealt with our garbage disposal and kitchen sink flooding.
Well,
We
the garbage disposal thing wasn't technically their fault. So I will say that in their defense.
True. I guess there are two different kitchen sink moments, weren't there?
Yeah, there were a couple.
The kitchen sink flooding directly, I will blame on the building itself.
No, that's for sure. On
And then having to deal with the repercussions of them claiming they'd come clean and they didn't.
Ugh.
And then we had issues with our windows not sealing, not opening, not closing.
Yeah.
And they would just come in and not tell us, so we'd find things moved and we were going to get attacked and murdered in our own apartment.
We were gaslit because
We were.
what the hell? Like we walked in and
insane.
it was like things are different in here.
Things are different.
And
Wasn't
go
that
down
right
with, like-
after we saw Infinity War? What movie
Yeah.
was that? Was it Infinity War?
I think so.
After we just got our
Yeah.
hearts ripped out by Tom Holland, then we come back to our
yeah.
apartment,
God.
and all of, like, the stuff around our windows has been moved. Things on our desks in our apartment had been moved. They didn't leave a
Yep.
note. They didn't call. Nothing. And so we were like, what the f*** is happening?
We thought,
Yeah.
like, honestly, that somebody had broken into our apartments, but, like,
Yep.
everything was still, like, around. They were just shuffled to the side or moved.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
so we had to, like, quickly check to make sure, like, nothing was stolen and all our stuff was still there. And then we're just like, are we going crazy? Like, this wasn't
Yeah.
there, right? And I'm like, no, all my stuff, because I had a lot of decorations and, like, little
Yeah.
bits and bobs and, like, my windowsill, and those were all moved. And I'm like, no, this is not okay.
Yeah. It was like, that was one thing, to not leave a note that you had entered someone's home. And then for me and Meaghan to go downstairs separately to where admin was and say, hey, did you guys enter our home to do work we asked you to do weeks ago? And they'd go, oh yeah, like, hopefully things are all better now. And it's like, no, you went into our personal space and, like, knocked things over. You didn't leave a note. Like, we were concerned for our safety. Oh, we would never put you in harm's way, blah, blah, blah. It was just, I think that was probably, like, the biggest low, because some of the things the three of us kind of dealt with, and our other roommate didn't seem to take it on as much of a serious issue. And
Yeah.
that added to things not already going well.
No, for sure. Like, that whole place just, it changed staff, like, just constantly. It felt like every other month it was just, like, new people downstairs. And we had no idea what was going on, who to call, what was maintenance doing. Like, it was just so much. And when things, like, went wrong, which was kind of often, we'd call, and then we wouldn't know when we would ever, like, see anyone to, like, fix it. We're just like, what's happening? Who owns this building again?
Yeah.
It was just super tough.
Super tough. They couldn't even get my name right. Eventually, one of the employees just kept calling me Kelly Stroganoff. Like, I couldn't even trust them with my name, let alone secure housing. So
Yeah, let's just, for one time for the pod, just pronounce your last name, Kaylee, for the audience.
for everybody's reference, it is Rangsdorf. Pretty
Exactly
phonetic.
how it's
Pretty easy.
spelled.
It's phonetic.
Exactly spelled. You can deal with however you want to say Kaylee, but Rangsdorf is Rangsdorf.
It is not stroganoff. Let's be clear here.
I am not a mushroom beef noodle dish. I
But
apologize.
you are equally as tasty.
Oh, girl. I think a high for me was when we got to take classes together,
Yeah.
and we got to learn together and still be able to learn in our own way. Which hopefully that makes sense. But, like, once we were able to get into senior year, we had so many electives left. So we were able, like, the three of us were all really interested in a Black history class that was being offered by a new professor who just sounded really cool. The topics sounded like it would kind of cover things that we missed in what should be, like, basic U.S. history. And so we all signed up, we all got in the class, and it was my favorite class. We still talk about, shout out to Dr. Austin. We talk about him and his 2 classes we took from him all the time. What we learned, the people we met, how just, like, incredibly smart and kind Curtis was. And then to be able to go home, we did homework together and were able to find different topics to learn off of, and how it, like, affected Courtney versus affecting Meaghan versus affecting me versus, like, our other classmates who we, could disagree with, and that was okay. I think that was a really big high for me. It's like, we're all here for school, and we all get to, like, take school classes together that mattered. And that was probably my favorite part of senior year.
Shout out to Curtis and his classes.
Shout out to Curtis. Shout out to the guy who wanted to talk about the movie Shape of Water in a Black History class.
He was obsessed with that movie.
He was. I didn't get it. No, we joke about that all the time because we had a graduate. We still haven't seen it. Still don't know. Probably won't see it. We had a graduate student leading the class one day when Curtis was gone, and we were in like small breakout groups. It was a pretty small class that day, so it's graduate students trying to lead the class, doing a great job. Like discussions going well. And this guy is like, well, it's like that part in The Shape of Water. And you can tell he's just going to go off on this tangent that doesn't make any sense at all. And I am, like, don't get me wrong, I will talk about movies until your ears fall off. I love talking movies. I love discussing characters. But I know the time and place for those things. And you could tell he was going to try to derail and film bro this entire discussion. That was going really well and was really interesting. And so the graduate student's like, we're not going to talk about The Shape of Water. And so then this guy, in his next breath, goes, okay, so in The Shape of Water. And the three of us just looked at each other like, are you kidding me? Like,
what the hell?
Like, he just said we weren't going to talk about this. And so that's one of our inside jokes is, so in The Shape of Water, because it's just like,
it was
read the room.
So, yeah, it was just so strange because, like, dude, no one saw that or wants to see it.
It has nothing to do with
literally nothing to do with anything. It's just bringing it up just to bring it up. But my mom actually saw Shape of Water, and she really liked it. She was telling me a bit about it, and it kind of solidified just why I won't see it and that I will not see it. But she absolutely loved it. She was like, oh my gosh, it was this fish man, and this girl really liked him, and they were trying to have sex and all this stuff, and I was just like...
I've seen Creature of the Black Lagoon. I know how that story ends.
I know how this
The Little Mermaid.
But yeah, I was just like, okay, thanks for telling me. I'm never gonna see it. Thanks, bye.
Yeah, you sealed it as a never gonna watch.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do that for the pod one day. Maybe we'll get real drunk and we'll watch The Shape of Water together and just commentate the entire thing.
Oh my god. That would be fun. Just hate watch it.
Yeah. Shout out to the really old racistly named building that we had to go to for
our black
second class.
Studies.
Yep. On the top floor, when the elevator was like a literal death trap, but
it was
taking the stairs
elevator.
was also a death trap.
It was, there was like no positive option for your safety.
It was just hot and just like steep stairs, and like every time I took the elevator, I was just like, YOLO, I guess, because I'm not walking up the damn stairs. What a weird kind of a like juxtaposition of like the school offering just like this African American studies class in like a building named after like a very racist man. Just wild.
America in a nutshell.
Basically, yeah. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I would say I agree with you, Kaylee. Like, our like taking classes and stuff together was always just really fun and just always the best. I remember, like, I think Meaghan and I took, and our other roommate took a dinosaurs class, and that was like, I still talk about that class all the time. That was so fun, but also difficult.
Oh yeah, she was serious. She was serious about her dinosaurs.
Yeah,
dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah. Otherwise, I just loved, Oregon, of course, like, people went to that school because of the sports, and I definitely enjoy sports. So, and Meaghan grew up going to Oregon Duck football games, and so I thought that was also really fun to be able to, as a group, walk all the way over to Autzen and watch every football game, hit the spring games even. We lived right across the street from the basketball arena, so we'd go see basketball, both men's and women's. We saw a couple volleyball games. We'd go see the acro and tumbling team, which was really cool.
Those were so fun.
We were able to just kind of be immersed in, like, all the goings on, all the active goings on, and that made me really
we
happy
were busy. Like that kept us
Yeah.
busy with stuff. I mean, it was always okay. Let's plan our week because women's basketball is in town, and then like okay, men's basketball is next weekend, and then we should try to go to that. And yeah, it was nice to have those things to plan and focus on outside of the school work, which was great. And we all took great classes, and the learning was important. But it was nice that they offered so much that we all enjoyed doing. Like the day that our apartment flooded after we had spent all day trying to, I had a refried bean can that was empty, and I was scooping this nasty water out of the sink into a bucket so we could take it into the bathroom and dump it down the toilet. After we had done that pretty much all day, we were like, let's just go to the women's basketball game. Like, let's just change. Let's get out of this nasty apartment. And we just escaped for 2 hours, and it was beautiful.
Yeah. And then coming back in and like welcoming to the smell of mildew was just cherry on top of what we needed. Nothing like it.
Yeah, it was such a community to be able to go, be part of a crowd, watch like people like Sabrina Ionescu and the much talked about Dylan Brooks, like in the flesh. It was.
And most of them actually lived in our building as well. So one of our roommates wanted to live there. Specifically, wow, how do you say specifically? Specifically? Pacifically? Basically because it was right across the street from the basketball arena, and it's like most of the athletes, if not all the basketball players, women and men's, lived there. So we just kind of would run into them, and you knew they'd be basketball players because they'd be like freakishly tall. And you're like, oh hey, hey you, what's up?
They were freakishly tall and gorgeous,
so handsome.
Men, women, who cares?
Yeah, and you're. I mean, like it was worth living in just the crappiest building because we chose to do that twice.
Yeah, true. Yeah, we definitely didn't get out of there after year one like we
probably should have. Yeah, like we definitely should have probably left and saw the red flags, but we were like, you know what? One more year is fine.
It was such a good like location though. I mean,
it was right next to campus. Yeah, right near a bus stop.
Yeah,
like
close to where we needed to go to cross for duck games.
Mm-hmm.
Like
close to like my and like my work.
Big Mouth burritos.
Yes.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah, close to my work because I worked on campus part-time, taking care of kids at a children's center, and so it was just like right down the street, which was so great, especially after those long field trip days. Kaylee actually worked there too. It was just so nice not to have to like walk super far to get home because we were working like 8 hours, which honestly I'm thinking might be illegal because we didn't have a lot of breaks or like lunches.
Girl.
Really?
Yeah.
That place did not probably treat its employees as it should have.
Dang.
No, because we're
that's a topic for another day.
Yeah, that's another pod. We could talk about like working on campus, but they were super sweet. I loved my experience working there. It was amazing. But yeah, like field trip days, it was like take your lunch on the bus, and I'm like on the bus sitting next to a child, and I'm like, is this really a lunch? I don't think so.
As the kids like, can I have a goldfish cracker? And you're like, no.
Yeah. This is my lunch. Go somewhere else.
Yeah.
It was like maybe like 12-hour days, if not, because it was just 6 to 6 or 8 to 8 or something.
Yeah, we'd have to get there early, get on a bus, be there all day, stay after to clean up and put stuff back. So it was nice to be able to walk like 3 blocks and then be home and pass out in bed. I was just like, I'm done.
Yeah, it was so nice.
Yeah.
Definitely a good kind of location. And it was kind of like my first time actually going to like football games and things like that. I had gotten into like, sports because, obviously I'm from Los Angeles and the Lakers are a big deal. And some may say the Clippers as well, but whatever. So I grew up kind of watching basketball often, so I was always down to go to a basketball game, but football was totally like an alien experience for me. My brother loves football, and he always tries to get me into it, and he would try and explain what was happening on screen, and I would just be kind of like, sure, whatever, to just kind of get him out of my hair. But going to a football school like U of O is just like, you gotta go to the games. Like, are you really at U of O if you didn't go to any of the football games? So shout out to Kaylee for teaching me what was going on the field, because I had no idea.
Well, and shout out back to you, because I had never really like paid attention or knew how basketball was scored and how basketball worked.
Okay.
So being able to, you know, go to basketball games and know like what some of the fouls mean and why like some points are scored a certain way, was really cool. We were able to teach each other the love of the game.
We did a lot of learning, both on and off the field.
That was corny as hell.
On and off. That's even cornier, Meaghan.
I know. You're welcome.
Love and basketball.
Love and basketball.
No, that's a different podcast episode.
Yes.
Roman Circle fan club. Population me.
Gosh.
I hope
Jordan Bell fan club over here. I hope he's doing good too.
You got a whole kid now.
I know.
Most of them
Everybody's
do.
having
Seems
babies.
wild. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me.
No.
Babies having babies.
Oh, keep
We
it
all
away.
were all like 30. Like,
Hey, I just turned 27, okay? I still have time.
Yeah, I'm the oldest. I turned 29 this year. And
Hey, what are we
let's
doing
not
for your
talk about
30th?
it.
We got a party for your 30th
Because
we
it'll
do.
be,
next
well,
year.
we'll be, it'll be around like when we take our Greece trip.
Oh, right. Oh, we're going to party hardy in Greece.
Oh my gosh. Hell
I'm
yeah.
ready. I'm already ready.
Okay, SpongeBob.
Well, is there anything else we should include in our intro?
I can't think of anything.
What else? I'm so curious what the people want to know. All the people.
All of the
All one of us will be my mom. And maybe Sam.
Okay,
Say,
Shauna, Sam, and Tanya. Those are our moms.
Hey,
What
Our
do
moms.
y'all want to know?
shout out.
Keep it clean. We're not going to tell y'all all the dirty details of our college experience. No.
That's another episode, okay?
Yeah, where we find a way to block it so that our moms can't
Yeah.
listen to
Can't
the tea.
access. They'll forget about it.
But if you do have questions for any of us on the podcast, we do have the podcast on Twitter at AWW Roommates. You could also just look at And We Were Roommates Pod on Twitter, and it should come up. Hopefully getting the podcast on Instagram under the same name, if we are able to, will be the plan. And then why don't y'all tell the people where they can find you specifically?
Yeah. You can find me on Instagram at Kaylee_Rainstore. If you need to know how to spell it, you don't need to find me.
Love it.
Ring store double S, please.
Kaylee, 1A, 1I, with K. No. I think my Twitter is at Kaylee Ringstorf, no spaces.
Wow.
You can usually find me posting on both platforms about, especially this time of year, about the Mariners and the Seattle Storm. And my cat Birdie, loves the attention. She loves sleeping, so I post a lot of pics.
Come for Kaylee, stay for the cat.
Period.
Birdie's gorgeous, so I recommend it.
That's going to be Kaylee's autobiography name.
Love that. Oh my god.
TM.
Yeah. Trademark. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram. My Instagram is at iCourtneyAnnette. And my Twitter is at Courtney BBY. It's a old Twitter name, but I'm too stubborn to change it. So that's me. And I'm also starting a blog that is called Courageously Court. It's courageouslycourt.wordpress.com. And I'm still working on it, so hopefully that'll be up soon. and you will find on my Twitter page me just posting about a lot of nonsense and just random streams of consciousness. So hope you enjoy.
Yeah.
And you can find me. I pretty much only post on my horror social medias at the moment, and that's horror, HORROR, not whore. Just for clarification. Some people get confused and get a weird look on their face, but I'm like, yeah, my horror Twitter. Words.
Horror.
I mean, if you want to make a horror Twitter, you.
Like whoever has one, like good for them. Just me in lingerie and a ghost face mask.
Ooh.
I mean, that's your horror.
That's my brand. Yeah, basically.
That is your brand.
But I have my spooky podcast at M Murder Movies. So that's M as in massacre, Murder Movies on Instagram and Twitter. It's pretty much where I post most of what's going on, pictures of my dogs, what I'm up to, what I'm watching, those sorts of things if you are into that. And I'll have everyone's stuff linked in the show notes below. So if you are unsure of how to spell Kaylee's last name, or you'd like to check out Courtney's blog, everything will be linked below for you. So feel free to ping us on whatever, ask us questions, or give us ideas for what you want to see on future episodes of the podcast. We hope that you enjoyed the episode. If you did, it would be lovely if you could subscribe wherever you're listening, rate, follow, all of those lovely things. We will see you in the next one, and remember, it's just life, you know?